Hello Prepsters, welcome to the next video wherein we'll be talking about the Accenture logical reasoning questions, right? So I hope you have already watched the Accenture quants or the aptitude video which is already uploaded on YouTube. If not, you can also find the link for the same video in the description of the video. In this video, we'll be talking about the Accenture logical reasoning questions. We'll be solving a lot of questions from the Accenture logical reasoning, and that will more or less give you the fair idea onto how the questions are in the exam, right? Apart from that, we are also having a giveaway round on this particular video. So the top 3 comments on this video will get the Accenture Prime Video course for free, right? So make sure you watch it till the end and keep commenting. Uh, guys, let us not waste time. Start with the question and then we'll have a bit of discussion in between as well. Here's the first question on your screen. A question from directional sense. A very easy or a basic question to start with, and then we'll slowly pace up with the lecture, and also the difficulty will increase. So the first question says the Suvarna Rekha rivers flows from west to east. On the way, turns left and goes in a quarter circle around a Shiv temple and turns left in right angles. In which direction is the river finally flowing? I'm giving you guys 30 seconds to think about this particular question and get back to me with the correct answers. Alright guys, so the question says, there's a river, right? Flowing from, so which are the directions? You call it north, south, east and west. That's how you plot it on a paper. It says the river is flowing from west to east. So it is flowing like this. On the way, it turns left. So this would be the left for the river because it is flowing from west to east. So left would be towards north. Left and turns left in right angle. So that we have done. Okay. So left and goes in a quarter circle around a Shiv temple. So let us say here is a Shiv temple. So it goes in a quarter circle. So what is a quarter circle, guys? This is a semicircle. This is a quarter circle. So basically, if it was going like this, it will complete a direction like this. A quarter circle is completed like this. And so now the direction would be towards north and turns left in right angles. So if it is facing towards north, right angle would be a 90-degree angle like this, left. In which direction is the river finally flowing? It is again flowing. So initially it was flowing from west to east. Now it will be flowing from east to west. Cool. So see, you can compare it from here. Left, it was here. It completed a quarter circle. It is facing this direction, north. Took a left turn at right angle. So this is a right angle. Took a left turn. And it is now facing east to west, right? So the river is basically flowing in the west now. Initially, it was flowing from west to east, right? I hope that is clear, right? Let us move on to the next question then. A question from statements and conclusion. So statement and conclusion, you'll definitely find 1 or 2 questions in the exam for sure. And this is one of the basic questions that I've taken here. The questions in the exam could be of even more higher difficulty, right? And that we actually take care in our Prime Video courses, the link to which is in the description of the video. And they're also giving a special coupon code to all of you guys who are watching it on YouTube. So make sure you go and check it out once. For this question, I'm again giving you guys 30 seconds and your timer for 30 seconds starts now. Okay. The question says Bangladesh won the second test match against Afghanistan by one inning and 203 runs. The greatest contribution was from the bowlers. Two things we got to know. They won the second test against Bangladesh, so against Afghanistan, and they won by one innings and 203 runs. One information. Second is the greatest contribution was from the bowlers. That is what we got to know. So this is a statement, right? These are the points that they have told us. Now the conclusions that they are drawing from the above statements are most of the Bangladesh players are bowlers. Is there anything like that given in the statement, guys? No. They have told that the greatest contribution was from the bowlers. So that could be even two bowlers or three bowlers. We do not know that, right? We cannot say that most of the bowlers, Bangladeshi players are bowlers. You cannot say that. It could be a possibility that there were 8 batsmen and only 3 bowlers, but the contribution of these 3 bowlers was magnificent. So you can never say that, right? So one cannot be true. Talking about the second, it was Bangladesh's highest win against Afghanistan. Can you say that? Bangladesh won the second test match against Afghanistan by one innings and 203 runs. That is what you know. Actually, there could be a possibility that they would have also won a match with one innings and 400 runs. You not know that, right? Even if you know that actually, but you're not going to use it until and unless they have specified it in the statement very clearly. You're not going to use it or say it even from your knowledge. Even see, if you know that the sun rises from the east, but if it is not given in the statement, you're not going to assume that, right? You assume whatever is given to you in the statement. That is the ground rule. So that means you cannot even say that whether two follows or not. Could be a possibility that this is the biggest win. Could be a possibility that they have even won with a bigger margin in the previous test. So what would be your answer? If only the conclusion 1 follows, no. If only conclusion 2 follows, no. If both conclusion 1 and 2 follow, no. If neither 1 and 2 follows, yes. This is the correct answer because neither 1 nor 2 follows the above statement which is given. Okay, so guys, here's the next question on your screen. A question from, you could say, number series or odd one out, right? Whichever you like. So pick up the odd one out from the given series. You have some numbers, you have to find the odd one out. I'm giving you 30 seconds to think about it and give me the answers. Your timer starts now. Okay guys, so a question from number series, to be honest. So in our Prime Video courses, we call it to be the type 2 series, which is square up, add up. Let me show you how. What is 82? 9 square plus 1. 9 square is 81 plus 1 is 82. This is 10 square plus 1. 11 square plus 1. Right? What is this? 13 square plus 1. This is 14 square plus 1, 15 square plus 1, 16 square plus 1. The only issue was here. This should have been 145 actually. Because 145 is 12 square plus 1 according to the trend that the series is following, but this was 146. So this is actually your odd one. How? Because the rest all are square plus 1, square plus 1. This is square plus 2, which is odd. Okay. A question from blood relations. I'm giving you guys 30 seconds over here. Think about it and give me the answer. Your timer starts now. Alright guys, I don't know how normally you people use solve the blood relation problem. The best way is to use the tree diagram, right? Let us see how we plot this out. A is B's wife. So A is B's wife, so B is husband, right? First of all, we never assume gender, but it was given, right? A is wife, so B will be husband. Because they are husband and wife, I have put them inside a circle. C is A's sister. Because brother, sister, wife, they are of the same hierarchy, right? So we put them on the same line of the family tree. And if it's your parent or your uncle, we put him one level up. And if it's your children, if it's your child or your nephew or niece or so in that case you put them one level below your line. And C is A's sister, that is done. D is father of C. D is father of C. Tell me one thing. C and A are sisters. D is father of C. So D will be father of A as well, right? Alright. While E is D's son. E is the son of D. What is the relation of E to B? E to B. Who's E to B, guys? B's wife's brother. What do you call your wife's brother or your wife's husband? They are both brother-in-law. Yes? Easy question? Alright, so let us see a little tougher one now. Here's another question from blood relations. I'm giving you 1 minute's time to think about this question and your timer starts now. Alright. It says in a family of some persons, Sushant says that Manu is the daughter of my sister Riya. Sushant. As I've said, will not assume gender. I don't know whether Sushant is male or female. You know that Sushant is basically a male name, but if it is not given, you will not assume it. So, Manu is the daughter of my sister Riya. So, Riya would be Sushant's sister. I'll put a minus sign because Riya is sister. Manu is the daughter of my sister Riya. So, Manu will come here. Cool. We are done till here. Riya, who is the only daughter of Tahir. So, Tahir, Riya is the daughter of Tahir. So, that means Sushant will also be a child of Tahir. We do not know whether male or female. We even do not know whether Tahir is the mother or father. Arun is the child of Tahir and Ilyana. So, Tahir and Ilyana are spouse. And Arun is also a child. Ilyana, who is the grandmother of Kiara. So, that means Ilyana is a female, Tahir is a male. They are couple. And Ilyana is the grandmother of Kiara. So, let me plot Kiara somewhere here. Yes? Okay. Roma is the mother of Trisha. Trisha, who is the sister of Kiara. Trisha is the sister of Kiara. And Roma is the mother of Trisha. So, Roma will be here. And because Kiara and Trisha are sister, so that means they are both child to Roma. And Roma is a mother, so minus sign. Arun is unmarried. How is Arun related to Trisha? Arun related to Trisha. Who's Arun to Trisha, guys? See, Roma. Even if you do not think about it a lot, first of all, either Arun and Roma are brother and sister. Could not be a case. So mostly the thing is, Roma is the wife of some other guy who's basically, So Arun is unmarried. And so who's Arun to Kiara? Trisha. The gender is actually not specified here, to be honest. A small bug in the question. But in the options, actually, there were no options given as aunt. If that was the option, you would have been confused. But they did not give the options as aunt in the question, actually. So the answer here would be uncle. Right? Actually, honestly speaking, the question, they should have given Arun is the son of Tahir and Ilyana. In that case, this would have been a little specific. But that is clear to you, right? They are brothers and sister, or they are sister-in-law, brother-in-law. So what do you call the child of your brother-in-law or your brother or your sister? Niece or nephew. And you are uncle to him or her, right? So that is pretty clear. So the answer is uncle. All right. So a question from flow charts. So yes, you can expect questions from flowcharts in your Accenture exam, and that is why we have given you this question over here. Let me give you a minute's time over here. Think about it and get back to me. Guys, yes, meanwhile, apart from that, if you still have any doubts on any particular question from this particular video, go and definitely comment down in the comment section, because me or my team will definitely help you out. And yes, the top 3 comments will also get the online classes for Accenture for free, or the Prime Video for free. And what is the Prime Video, guys? So Prime Video is a course wherein we provide you lectures and mocks on all the sections that are supposed to be asked in Accenture, be it quants, logical, verbal, coding, and all those, right? And apart from that, we also help you in resume building. We also help you in resume interview preparation, right? And the link to purchase the Accenture Prime Video course is available in the description of the video. We are also providing special discounts to our YouTube viewers, so you can also find a coupon code in the description, right? So guys, your timer for 1 minute starts now. All right. The question is the value of which box will change at the end of the flow chart. So you have to go till the end of the flow charts. So there is a box, right? And so there are box numbers from 1 to 10, and each box has some value. Now this is the start button of the flow chart, right? So we start. We go to point number A. What does point number A say? Subtract number in box 4. What is number in box 4? 12 minus number in box 1. Number in box 1 is 13. So what is the value? 12 minus 13 is minus 1. Put the result in box 10. So the box 10 now will have value minus 1. Initially it was 18, now it will become minus 1. After that, there is no condition, directly it is moving to number 2. So you'll flow to B. There's a question actually. Is number in box 10 less than 0? Yes, because the number in box 10 is minus 1 now. You will not consider it to be 18, because you have already used the chart number A. So you have already changed the value to minus 1. So now, is the number in box 10 less than 0? Yes, it is less than 0. So if it is yes, you will go to C. If your answer would have been no, you would have moved directly to D, right? You see this, right? Yes and no. For yes, you will move to C. For no, you would move to D. So yes, we'll move to C now. In C, what is happening? Add number in box 9, that is 0, with number in box 5, that is 10. Put the result in box 2. So box 2, the new value will become 10. Okay. After C, there is no condition. We directly go to D. Okay, we have come to D. Is number in box 2 greater than number in box 7? Number in box 2 is 10. Number in box 7 is 5. Yes, that is greater than 7. Yes. So if it is yes, you will go to option number E. Multiply. Number in box 10. Number in box 10 is minus 1 with number in box 2. Number in box 2 is 10. So 10 into minus 1 is minus 10. Put the result in box 3. So this will become minus 10. The value of which box will change at the end. So we have now ended, right? Our flow chart is done. The value of which box will change at the end of the flow chart, guys? So the values actually change in number 2, number 3 and number 10. Out of this, only option number C is valid because that is 10. Yes, I agree that they have changed in box 2, 3 and 10, all of them. But in the option, you only have one matching option. So you will definitely mark that, right? Moving on to the next question. Okay, the same question, a little bit of twist here. I'm again giving you guys 1 minute and your timer starts now. Okay. So as we have already seen what was the values here and there, guys. This value was minus 1, this was 10 and this was minus 10 from the previous knowledge that we have, right? Okay, but we are not going to do that. What they are doing is they are actually going till first and third condition only. So we'll see. So this is the first condition, this is the second condition and this is the third condition. So we have to actually go till here only. After updating the condition first and third, the value of 7 is smaller than the value in box 2. Is it true or false? Okay, we'll see. So after 1, what will happen? Multiply number in box 4 minus number in box 1. 4 minus 1. So 12 minus 13. So minus 1 I'll put here. Is box 10? Yes. Add number in box 9. That is 0 plus number in box 5. That is 10. Put the result in 2. So this is 10. We are done with all our conditions. Now we have to check. So after updating the condition first and third, the value in box 7 is smaller than value in box 2. So value in box 7 is 5, is smaller than value in box 2, that is 10. That is true, right? So the answer is true. Yes. So that is one basic question from flowchart. We have a lot of such questions in our Prime Video courses. I cannot cover it all here, but we have a lot of different type of questions that we have actually covered in our Prime Video course, right? Okay, a question from deductive logic, right? Or you can, sometimes people call it analogy as well. But this question is actually from coding deductive logic. I'm giving you guys 30 seconds to think about it and give me the answer. Your timer starts now. All right. So this is, guys, one of the easiest problems that you can see. So actually what happens here is the first two have some relation in between them. The third one, you have to find the fourth one so that the third and the fourth have the same chemistry as the first and the second one have between them. So B, D, F, H. A, C, E, G. What is B minus 1, guys? A. What comes before D? C. What comes before F? E. What comes before H? C. Very easy question, guys. P, R, T, V. What comes before P? O. What comes before R? Q. What comes before T? S. And what comes before V? U. Your answer is option number B. Easy. Okay, so this is one type, but you actually have approximately 13 to 14 types of question that could be asked from coding deductive logic, and for sure I cannot cover all of them in one single video, right? So that we have actually done in our courses, and yes, you can find a lot of free material as well on our website. So make sure you go and check them out and try to learn more such fundas that are applicable in coding deductive logic. Okay, moving on to the next question, a question from odd one out as well as general knowledge. I'm giving you guys 30 seconds, make sure you do not Google it. If you want, you can do that, but yes, if you're able to answer it without Googling, proud of you. So your timer for 30 seconds starts now. Alright guys, so what is Jeevan Raksha Padak? Jeevan Raksha Padak is a military, or you can say gallantry award. Paramveer Chakra is also a military or gallantry award. Padma Bhushan is also a military and gallantry award. Your correct answer here is Bharat Ratna, cause this is the only civilian award. These all are awarded to army or military or gallantry. For gallantry, and Bharat Ratna is the one that is awarded for your service as a civilian. So that is a civilian award. So that is how it is different from the rest three. Lack of general knowledge, you might end up missing one question which is very easy in your exam. So practice is the key, right? Alright guys, so one more question. A question from dictionary, so you have to find the rank of the question, rank of the words, and say which word will appear fourth in the dictionary. I'm giving you guys 1 minute's time over here, and your timer starts now. Alright guys, so we have to find which word will appear fourth in the dictionary. So what happens in dictionary? Let us say there is a word A, B, C, D, and there is a word A, B, D, C, and there is a word A, D, B, C. What would be the rank? So they'll first check the leftmost word. All of them are A, right? So you cannot compare. So then you will go to the second. So you'll see that B, B, and D. So it is sure that this will be first and second, this will come third. Because at the second position, these two are B, but this is D. So B comes before D. Internal comparison here. So B, B are same, right? So we'll move on to the third one. So this is C, this is D. So that means this will be first, this will be second, and this will be third. Let us use the same logic here. So I can see that SOLI. This is common in all the four words. SOLI, SOLI, SOLI. This is common. So there would be no comparison here. Let's move on to the fifth letter. So the fifth letter here is T, 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 L. So which comes before, guys, T or L in dictionary? L, right? So this means this will have the first rank of all this four, and this will have the second, third, and the fourth rank. Now, L and all this have T now. So all this have SOLIT, SOLIT, and SOLIT. They are same. So we'll see the sixth letter A, and U. What comes before, guys? A or U? A. So this means this two will have the position second or third, and this will be the fourth one, which is actually your answer. Let us also decide this second or the third position. So till A they are same, right? What is after A? I. Here it is R. Which comes before, I or R? I comes before, right? So this will have the second rank, this will have the third rank. Cool. So your answer is solitude, that is fourth. So guys, that's all we have from the questions here. I hope we'll be coming back with a lot of more videos in the coming future, but that will depend on the response that we get on this particular video. So make sure you comment, you share it with your friends so that we get motivated and we come up with more videos in the future. The top 3 comments, yes, as always, you'll get the online classes for Accenture for free, which we also call the Prime Video courses from now on. So in the Prime Video courses, we actually cover the entire syllabus for Accenture. And the link and the coupon code for the Prime Video course can be found in the description of the video. Apart from that, guys, if you are actually looking or targeting for more companies, and if you are keen about getting multiple job offers, we have the Royal Pass for you. So what is Royal Pass? Royal Pass is actually an access to everything that is available on our PrepInsta website. Access to 30 plus company specific Prime videos, all the mock courses, the resume building, interview preparation, mentorship. Apart from that, we give you access to 4 to 5 nanotechnology, nano degree courses that are basically C, C++, DSA, Python. We are planning to launch machine learning and competitive coding in the coming month or so. So yes, if you are a Royal Pass user, whatever courses we have today or whatever courses we'll be launching in the future, you get access to each and everything. If you sum up the entire cost for all the courses that we are giving in the Royal Pass, that would be more than 50-60,000. But as we have made one single bundle out of it, the price is 4444. And yes, of course, you are a YouTube viewer for us and we appreciate your time. So you have a coupon code as well for you. So that can be found in the description of the video as well. Thank you so much, guys. And the last but not the least, make sure that you click onto the bell icon and also subscribe to our channel so that you never miss out on any important videos that we come up with. Thank you so much for watching the videos, guys. We hope to see you in the next one. Thank you.